But tell me what's been happening with you guys, because I know there was a previous incident with you
Hmm.
even before the 6th,
Hmm.
and that there has been something that happened with Zero Book's extended universe beloved character Jason Miles, more recently.
Hmm. Well, we in November had a video taken down, like you're describing. It wasn't a live stream. It was one of my critical cuts montage
Mm-hmm.
videos trying to emulate Adam Curtis a little bit. And it was about the Great Reset, but it was really also mostly about some of the ideas of Christopher Lasch and the agony of the American left.
Yeah.
And that video got taken down, and a warning was given to the channel that we had violated community standards on COVID, giving out medical misinformation. And of course, nothing in the video gave any medical. There was no medical advice given. There was no that wasn't true of the video. That's not what the video was about. That wasn't said. There was a clip of Alex Jones that might have set off
Yeah.
the algorithm. Who knows? And I tried an appeal through the dashboard and got rejected. And I tried tweeting at YouTube a bunch of times, and I went on a podcasting tour to try to raise awareness. And I had people who knew people at YouTube reach out to people at YouTube to no avail. And then about I guess maybe a week ago, maybe a little less than that, I can't recall exactly, I just discovered that there's a Twitter handle called @TeamYouTube that you can tweet at that will somehow respond. They're there to respond to creators and their problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I tweeted at them, and I got a response from them, and they within a day had reinstated the video. Only I had uploaded the video twice. I had uploaded it with one title and with a bit of music that apparently violated a copyright. So then I changed the music and uploaded it again and gave it a different title. Because the first title was just like a working title, whatever, it just could have been a bunch of X's or whatever. Because I was just uploading it. In any case, the first upload was what got the community strike or the warning, and It was taken down. And that one wasn't looked at. When I told at Team YouTube about the problem, I gave them the URL for the second upload, not the first. So they reinstated the video, said it didn't violate community standards, but the first upload was still taken down, and the warning was still there.
Yeah.
So I spent the day tweeting at them, telling them, hey, it's one video uploaded twice with one tiny difference in audio, but really almost identically the same. And they were like, well, it looks to us like they're two different videos. And it was this Kafkaesque moment where they had already said that the video didn't violate community standards, but now the warning was still there. And I got very frustrated. But eventually, after a weekend, they did finally take a second look, and now the community standards warning is gone. Both videos have been reinstated. So we're free and clear. And it turns out, I guess, tweeting effectively is important when it comes to getting yourself off the hook with YouTube. But
yeah, no, that can work. Although there is, I will say that in my experience, it's it's hit or miss, and even if it does get the right person's attention, so they do something about it, or they try to, they might like glance at it for a second and misinterpret the issue, and there's a big, like, stepping back, there's a much bigger issue here, which is that by the nature of the institution, there isn't, like, you sort of have to hope for the benevolence of somebody who's in the right sort of position at YouTube. There's no, like, there's really no recourse. You can they'll typically give you something like in the email, that you can click on to file an appeal. So you like put in a couple sentences and then send that off into the world and hope for its best, hope for the best. Right. So, but then if that's turned down, which it is more often than not for obvious reasons, because, whatever, YouTube employee in Bangladesh somewhere, has, 3,000 appeals to sift through that morning, has no incentive whatsoever to give it a very close look. Then in principle, that's it. Right. I mean, like that's their whole process. And there is no further appeal that's possible.
Except for this Twitter account.
Yeah, except that you can tweet at them, and then maybe they'll choose to respond to that. Although,
but that's not guaranteed. That's not a part of the official process.
Yeah, that's not even a part of their official process. Never mind, like there being any sort of recourse beyond that. Like there is no, because it's a private entity. It can do whatever it wants. It doesn't have to give you, that little 2-sentence appeal.
Right.
They just choose to do that, except when they don't. Right. I've had it and then clicked on it, and it'll just tell me no appeal is possible for this action. Just inexplicably. It's all in a black box. They don't really like sometimes they'll tell you, the rule that you supposedly violated. They'll generally do that much. Which by the way makes it better than some of the other text censors. So, for example, about a week ago, I spent about a week in what's become known as Facebook jail, which for the first time in the 14 years since setting up that account, which seems to have been part of the frenzy of crackdowns after the 6th. And there, I mean, they didn't even tell me what rule I violated or what post violated it or anything. They just told me that it happened, and there was no appeal. Like I think.
Do you have even a guess as to what it might have been?
I don't even have a guess. I mean, I was literally like I was trying to go through everything that I could remember posting that day. It didn't look like it even had been taken down, and none of it was very controversial.
Jason Miles had the same thing happen. He's the co-host along with Pascal Robert at This Is Revolution, which we're now putting on the Zero Books channel. And they have their own YouTube channel too, but we're rebroadcasting it or mirroring it, or not marrying it, but mirroring it on Zero Books. But yeah, they both got suspended from Facebook, and neither of them know why. And then Jason got reinstated to one of his accounts, and he doesn't know why. But it was not even the first one that he got kicked off of, but the second attempt to create one. And apparently, according to The Guardian, I haven't read the whole article, but there's an article here that says Facebook is banning left-wing users like me by Akin Ola is the name of the author. And I haven't read the whole thing, but it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I know that they took down Crime Thinks page a while back. And right after Alex Jones got deplatformed, there were some left-wing entities that got deplatformed as well. And starting back in 2017, the World Socialist website exposed that Google was suppressing their views and had basically was censoring their page because they no longer came up in the search results, but rather the mainstream news organizations like CNN would come up instead. Overall, there's been, over the last at least 4 years, probably longer, a move by these big tech corporations to make the internet more professional or corporate or both, right?
Yeah, and a lot of that, like those examples we've talked about, has been directed against the lunatic right. Like Alex Jones, like the post January 6th crackdowns. But even when that's happened, it has also, it's also targeted. It's also targeted the left. Some of which seems to be like that January 6th stream from this channel, which was just, which I'm 99% sure that like that just used keywords and set off the algorithm. I like that. That seems, there's no way to know. It could have been somebody could have maliciously, reported it, but that seems overwhelmingly likely in context. So that it's so some of it is just accidental. It's collateral damage, and but at least some of it is intentional. It's like very clearly like it's very clearly done. Maybe in some effort to show balance. I'd like to believe that it was being done because the left actually, is seen by, these corporations as a huge threat to their bottom line. I don't actually believe that, unfortunately. I think that I'm optimistic. I live in hope that will one day be true.